What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we always start this show by being transparent. Didn't have any shows so far this week, but yesterday was good. I had the over in the Tigers game, and yeah, just 1-0, easy day. So we'll see if we can parlay that into today. Vino, it's good to be back with you. We do have some WNBA to talk about today, but how's everything been for you lately?
Things have been good, Skee. I did not play yesterday, but I had a play on the Chiefs team total over 24 and a half Monday night. And, NFL, and knock on wood here, 6-0 again this weekend in the NFL. It's been a crazy, crazy run. I think it's up to somewhere around 24-5, last 29 now. So, doing very, very well in the NFL. Look to get back into it today with some WNBA. I didn't play the game Sunday. The game that Las Vegas won pretty big. I turned out to be a fairly easy bet, but I just didn't see it clear enough. So we'll see if we got a clear sight on this one tonight.
A little bit further recap. I did lose on the Chiefs on Monday. I will throw that out there. I was a little bit upset about that. Guy falls down twice, gets back up and walks in. Thanks a lot, Chris Jones. You fucking lazy ass. Just sitting there watching them. Not even trying, bro. Not even trying for my money.
Lawrence said he wanted to just throw the ball out of bounds until he looked up and saw nobody was going to tackle him. So
yeah, that was pathetic, bro. Looking at Chris Jones, the whole play was pathetic. But he's made me a lot of money over the years. I can't bash him too much, but that was very, very poor effort. The weekend though, NFL was good. We talked about some of that stuff, Rob. Lions was a winner. What you know what I said with those Chargers again?
Oh, hell no.
Give me those Commanders, buddy. That was easy. NFL was good over the weekend. I think the only loser I had was Seattle, -3.5, but I had a few other winners. So, I'm feeling good right now. Anything else you want to touch on before we tackle today's games?
Now let's get after it. We haven't been on for a while. Let's get after it.
All right. First game up. We know we do the ladies first around here. It looks like 783, 784. Phoenix Mercury heading into Las Vegas to take on the Aces. And this one opened up -2 for Phoenix. Seeing pretty much 4.5 everywhere now. Total opened 165, and it looks like 163.5. As far as injuries are concerned, I don't see anybody for either team here, Mr. Rob Veno. So the Aces are up 2-0. The Mercury could have stolen that first game. I don't know too much about the second game, but they were right there in that first game. However, that first game, Asia kind of struggled, Jackie struggled. You're not going to get that too often. So it was tough for them not to be able to take advantage of, the star players not playing well for Vegas in that first one. But now you go from Las Vegas, you go back over to Phoenix. You got that home crowd behind you, and we know the situation. It might be the first time in WNBA that they've had a 7-game series, but if you're an NBA bettor or a fan, you're not new to this. When a team is down 0-2 and they're going back home, it is absolute desperation. You cannot go down in the series 0-3, right? So it makes sense why we've seen, Vegas the favorite the first 2 games, and we see Phoenix open the favorite and continue to get bet up. I do think Phoenix is more than capable of winning. And in a situation like this, maybe even, first half, expecting them to throw that first punch, first quarter, first half. I mean, we've seen this before, right, Rob Veno? So
yes, we have.
From a side perspective, I mean, is that how you're seeing it? Or are you looking more at the total? What do you think about this one?
Now, I played the side Skee, but I got there early and laid 3.5. So the number has gone up, like you say, to 4.5 now. And just for some form of context to how odds makers will shade sense of urgency teams for first half betting, the Mercury are now in upwards of -3. I think there's still, as I look here, Skee, there's still some -2.5s around for the first half. If you think they're going to come out and just right out of the tunnel be ready to roll here, I wouldn't put it past them whatsoever. First quarter is only -1.5. So any of those I would support. But I did play full game -3.5. And obviously we play these NBA playoff games almost the same way. The sense of urgency spot. If you have a good team at home, which I believe Phoenix is a good team at home, backs against the wall, 0-2. At home here, they've been really good in the playoffs, right? They're on a 3-0 streak against the spread. They've won all three by 5 or more. So you're probably, by that number, you're really, really, you've got a thin margin at -4.5 and, wins of 5+. Those pair of games in Las Vegas, Phoenix actually played 6 really good quarters out of 8. It was 2 quarters that really got them. But if you take the other 6, Phoenix did outscore the Aces 139-136. The fourth quarter of game 1, the second quarter of game 2, where Phoenix only scored 15 and 10 points, were the difference makers in both of those games, really, to lead the Aces to the 2-0 spot. I think that let's use some NBA references again that we would use in the playoffs where role players play better at home. Sammy Wickham and Duana Bonner better play better at home because they were
Yeah.
horrendous in those first 2 games. Throw some numbers out there for you. Bonner, who was a really good scorer and clutch bench player for them to end the regular season, 5 of 18 from the floor, 27.8%, only 2 of 9 from 3. And Sammy Wickham's on the floor to make threes. She's 2 of 10, 20% from distance. So those 2 at home specifically need to play better. They did do that in the New York series when they were at home. They played a lot better on the Phoenix home floor, averaging 17.5 per game combined. The starters have been doing their job. Sabally was good in game 1, good in game 2. Alyssa Thomas, I don't know if the hand bothered her in game 2 a little bit, maybe, but she's had a day off now. I'd expect AT to be really good here as well. Claire Copper too. Just feel like they're the right side here. And I do think that the bench will come through. It was the bench, the game that you talked about earlier, where Asia and Jackie Young didn't play well. How about the bench in that game for Las Vegas? So,
Dana.
she was
Dana
awesome.
and Jewel, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the 2 combined, they lit it up in that game. So I think that could happen here for Phoenix. Like you say, going down 0-3, you basically are toast at that point. So I played Phoenix full game -3.5. Like I say, thinner margin if you're going to lay 4.5 late, ass end of the line, but still doable for Phoenix in a lot of different situations here. Like you mentioned, first quarter, first half possibilities too.
I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. We didn't talk really about the total so far, but it did drop from 165 down to 163.5. I mean, I'll ask you this, when you think of the Mercury, what kind of team, like, are they more of a defensive team or offensive team?
Well, it's funny because I know you pointed this out when we talked about game 1 in the playoffs. The Mercury were the number 1 defensive team coming in, and the Aces were the number 1 offensive team. And certainly offense got the better of defense in the first 2. I kind of view Phoenix as a combination. I've said before, and I feel like when they shoot threes, they're very, very tough when they make threes. And just to give you the number, game 2, 5 of 28 from 3-point range. That's not going to do it for Phoenix. But I do think they're kind of a combination because they can play with pace and score in bunches. And they actually had a lead in game 1. But for where the Aces are concerned, I really view them as more of an offensive team than defensive. They play it in spurts, kind of when Becky gets mad, they'll tighten up, but they can be had for, 85 on any given night. So, yeah, that's how I view Phoenix. I view Phoenix as kind of a combination team, offense and defense.
I agree with your assessment. I think after, you've seen the Aces have a lot of success. They've scored damn near 90 points in both games, and you're the number 1 defense. I mean, that has to ring an alarm. I think that's a side that they'll be focused on today, especially being back at home. So I would think I agree with the market on both the side and the total in this game. Anything else before we move it along to some baseball?
No, I like that we both see it the same way here, so we can move on.
Shout out to my guy, Capper says, what up, Skee and Veno? And Casey, I appreciate you. She
Hello,
says
Ronald.
background fire ski. Man, I appreciate it because, well, first of all, let me see if I can do this just real quick. Yeah, you can see a little bit more real quick. But anyway, I took my time doing this yesterday, and you can see this, Casey. Everybody can see this right here. This little mark right here. If I'm just trying to set something up and get falling, busting me in my nose. So I'm glad you guys at least liked the backdrop. It was not all for nothing. Um, all right, let's keep it going
God.
here. We got we got a little baseball to talk about. It's playoffs there too, so we'll go Brewers and Cubs. We're only going to talk about 2 out of the 4 games. We're not going to do too much on the diamond, but you do have the Cubs as the slight favorite here. Total did open, I believe, 7, came down to about 6.5. And in this matchup, we have Quinn Priester versus Jamison Tyon. Priester, I mean, he looks like he's been pretty good lately. His last 5 starts, he's going about 4.8 innings, only allowing 1.4 runs, 1.2 earned runs. Tyon, man, I know I haven't liked him that much over the years, but he's pitching damn good right now. Last 5 starts for him, 4.27 innings pitched, not even giving up a run, 0.6 runs. So I'm looking at this one here, Rob Veno. I think these are 2 of the better bullpens in baseball. Or at least they're playing well right now. And these 2 pitchers in really good rhythm, really good form. You got some wind blowing in a little bit. It was in the double digit number. This is all lining up to me for an under. Give me that 6.5 under at even money. That's what I'm liking here, Rob Veno. What about you? You're muted. We can't hear you, Vino. Can't hear you.
I got you. I'm sorry. I think the dog was mad at something again, so I muted for a second. Um, I played Tyon first 5 innings here. Like you say, Skee, the numbers have been terrific. Last 23 innings, only 2 earned runs allowed. Cubs in that desperation spot here. Really don't want to trust bullpens as we watch these games go by. Even as good as the LA Dodgers have been, the 8th inning has been a nightmare for them as well. So I think that I'd rather stick with the starter here. Quinn Priester, it's an interesting story. The Brewers won 19 games in a row that he started this year.
Wow.
And then finally, in his last game of the regular season, he got hit pretty good. And you just wonder if that doesn't carry over here. Road playoff game, young pitcher, where, like you say, Tyon more veteran and has been dominant as of late. So I think if I just match those 2 up head to head, I trust the Cubs offense to get me enough to get through 5 innings. The price is pretty good here. You get a plus price with the Cubs. So that's the way I looked. The desperate team at home with what I consider at this point to be the more capable pitcher. Let's put it that way.
All right, good stuff on that. I think we have some good angles in that game. And let's talk about one more here before we get out of here for the day. That's going to be your neck of the woods and my neck of the woods. Phillies and Dodgers. We have Aaron Nola versus Yamamoto. And my bad, let me just pull this up. I mean, I do know, I'm a Dodger fan. And even if I don't follow full year long, I know I've seen enough from Yamamoto where that's one of the pitchers that I trust him. And seeing how Dave Roberts has used him lately, like earlier in the year, from what I was looking at, it looked like he didn't really trust him. But lately, it's either he trusts him more or he doesn't trust the bullpen. So I think we'll have an extended, how do I say, extended outing from Yamamoto in this one. If you're one of those people who bets pitcher outs, I could see him going over his outs prop for tonight. And as long as he's out there, I trust him to hold down this Phillies lineup. For the Phillies, I think it's going to be a little bit of, if they see even a little bit of shakiness, you're getting pulled. But I have faith in Nola a little bit the first time through the lineup at least. So I was thinking about an under here, Ravino. I just haven't gotten there yet. Is there anything else that catches your eye in Phillies at Dodgers?
Yeah, it's great. When you said my neck of the woods, it made me laugh because the people here in Philly, I don't think they like my kind too much because I'm a Dodger fan like you. They come in here and win 2 against the Phillies. and I'm a Broncos fan, and they come in and beat the Eagles. So the 3-day weekend for me was great. For the people in Philadelphia, it was not good. This matchup in particular, there's been nobody better than Yamamoto as of late. I give you some numbers here. Last 8 starts, 53 and 2/3 innings over 8 starts, 1.53 ERA, 0.72 whip. Other side hitting just 164 against Yamamoto since the All-Star break. This one absolutely floored me, Skee. There have been 210 plate appearances against Yamamoto since the All-Star break. Only 3 extra base hits. That's crazy.
Wow.
All 3 were homers, but only 3 extra base hits. The only start he had against Philly this year, he went 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run allowed. He got out of there with a no decision because the Dodger offense didn't support him well in that game in Philly. But their offense has been good last 10 games, and it's been good in the playoffs. Dodgers 58 runs in their last 10, 27 in the 4 playoff games. Aaron Nola, 8 road starts this season, 0-6, 6.97 ERA on the road. Not really good. The Phillies' first 5 inning record with Nola on the hill, 2-5-1. The last 4 road outings, first 5 for Nola, have resulted in a 1.79 whip, 8.3 ERA. This feel like you can trust Yamamoto. Now, Dave Roberts, I have trouble trusting because it seems like he's got it made with the staff that he has here in the playoffs. In other words, the bullpen that's killed them the last month doesn't necessarily have to be used in these games. We saw him go to Tyler Glass now, a starter in relief. We've seen Rory Sasaki be the closer in these games. You've got Clayton Kershaw, another starter that you could use for an inning or two. And yet last game, he insisted on going to Blake Trinan and Alex Vesia, and they almost lost that game. I mean, it got kind of crazy at the end when he really didn't have to. I don't think that happens here, Skee. The pitching staff has had a day of rest. For Philly, it'll be all hands on deck. But Christopher Sanchez, the starter in game 1, only 3 days rest. I don't know that you could use him, and you certainly can't use Jesus Luzardo, the starter in game 2. Both of those guys threw really well. But the Dodgers' offense against the rest of those pitchers, I think, is in pretty good shape here. Real quick, one last thing here about Aaron Nola. He's allowed a 325 on base percentage this year and 805 OPS. Those are just bad numbers. I like the Dodgers' first half with Yamamoto. I laid the half a run. It cost me 15 cents, but Dodgers minus a half, first 5. I think that's a solid play.
I like it. Good stuff on that. And Mark says he likes Yamamoto over his strikeouts there tonight. So a lot of different ways to bet this one. I think if I'm betting that game, as of right now, Yamamoto over his out seems like the best way to go for me. All right, Vino. Looks like we can wrap it up. We're not going to talk any college football today. So before we do move it over to best bets, let's see what we can throw up on the screen. Are we still doing Weekend Warrior, right? So
Yeah, I think they're going to keep doing that. Yeah.
we'll toss that up there. Weekend Warrior. It allows you to get every football play from the handicapper of your choice for only $49. 5% are included. You get Monday Night Football as well. And for myself, I'll just say this season, I'm 4-0 on my top plays in NFL, and I already have one up and available. So it would be included if you got this Weekend Warrior pass. Vino, um, I know football has been good for you. Anything you want to touch on for football there?
Yeah, real quick, like I said, Skee, I think the numbers bear out that at Wager Talk, I'm on top of the heap so far in NFL handicapping. But I do know for a fact it's been 24-5, excuse me, over the last 29 plays. So it's been really, really good. Another 6-0 weekend, like I said. Just for the NFL, $49 probably worth it. So once again, Weekend Warrior package. I will throw out one more time here, Skee, because I haven't done it in a while. And those of you who are playing these things seriously every single day, want to be on top of the lines, want to be on top of the moves, want to be on top of the injuries, go ahead and get a free 7-day trial to Odds Logic. Go over to wagertalk.com. The Odds Logic live odds screen is as good as any in the business, maybe better than any in the business. So again, if you're taking it seriously, each and every day, and it's more than just a hobby for you, you probably want to get on top of that. Give it a 7-day trial. If you like it, you can go ahead and purchase. If you don't like it, you don't have to have nothing, no obligation with that. So once again, Odds Logic, go ahead and get your free trial at wagertalk.com. Free play. God, the games we talked about, I like a lot here tonight, Skee, but I'll leave everybody with the Phoenix Mercury. Well,
How do I
you know
put
what?
you on here? Hold on. My bad. There we go.
I got the better number. So I won't give out the Mercury as the best bet here. I'll go to the Cubs with Tyon. First 5 innings, minus a half a run, plus in the vicinity of, lines vary so much in baseball, but you can find yourself either taking $1.15, you can find yourself taking $1.25. Go ahead and shop it the best you can. But I do think the Cubs at home in this particular situation will be up by a run after 5. So I'm going to leave that as the best bet for this show. Cubs with Tyon, first 5 innings, minus half a run.
All right, good stuff from Mr. Rob Veno. And for myself, I will also remind everybody that I do have a 5% best bet in the W up for tonight. So far, I'm 12-5 in the playoffs, and my 5%, they've been really good. They've been better than 12-5. I'm pretty sure. So, if you would like to be involved with me in the W tonight, that is how you can do it. My best bet for the show for today, I'm going to go to the diamond. I'm going to go with that first game we talked about. Priester, he's been pitching well. Tyon's been pitching well. Both strong bullpens, wind blowing in. I think it's a lower scoring game. So I believe it was plus 102 for under 6.5. That is what I will leave for the best bet for the show. So yeah, I like that. We'll start rocking like that with the single one for the best bets. Look, I'm still learning a little something, Rob. All right. Appreciate you taking the time to come and cap these games with me. Helps out my process. I'm sure you help everybody else as well. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Good people, good cappers, and we all just trying to help each other cash. Everybody else out there, whether it's Twitch, X, Kick, Spotify, Apple, we appreciate you as well. Thursday night football tomorrow. We'll be back for that, and we will catch you all then. Best of luck on all your